Hey, it's a Scotch Test Dummies. We got Glen Grant, 10-year single malt Scotch whiskey.
Boom. Did you say Dummies?
I did say dummies.
Because I'm going to talk about belts from Kendal Hyde.
What's that got to do with being a dummy?
Sometimes I'm dumb. That's all I'm saying.
Let's test it.
Test it!
Hey, it's a Scotch Test Dummies. We got Glen Grant 10-year. It's a Speyside, and I'm just going to point out real quick on here, their labeling says seductively smooth, fruity, and rich. Seductively smooth.
And I'm going to talk about some great belts from Kendal Hyde. First of all, this is a Kickstarter item. They're not paying advertising or anything else, but I love these belts. Now, Bruno's got a mocking look on his face. Show the mocking look. Yeah,
I'm not
because I talked about this on what was the other Scotch we did?
Kilhoman.
I always say it wrong. Yes, and I accidentally referenced a jacket that I thought was theirs too. Turns out the jacket was from another company.
It's from a completely different company.
Both kickstarted, both double names. It's like it'd be like a Brunching and Bruno. But this is Kendal Hyde. They make a belt that lasts a lifetime. 2 lifetimes if you count the cow, right? And what I'd mentioned in the other one was the belts. Basically, I do feel like I'm going to pass these on to my boy, and
he'll be proud to get them.
Yeah, you were like, so when you die, some people give like a big, $1 million or something. My boy is getting a belt, and he'll be like, wow, that was Dad's belt.
Yep, my dad wore this belt.
But what I like about it is they build these for quality. I had a favorite belt. It was awesome. And the stitching finally came out, and the buckle came off, and that was it. The belt was dead. This has rivets and everything else. It's quality. Kendal Hyde. They also do satchels, which maybe was my confusion on the other one. And they've got this great duffel that I've just done. So, great quality. It's like harness leather. Go check out Kendal Hyde for leather products like belts and bags, not coats.
So you sang praise basically on these belts.
They were so good. I thought they even did a jacket.
And they didn't do the jacket.
Turns out they didn't do the jacket. They've talked about doing a jacket, but they hadn't. So this is just belts. So belts. They do make some satchels, but I don't really have a need for a satchel.
I wanted to surprise you. I didn't get around to doing it because I edited that video.
Yes.
And I wanted to film a clip of me like on my deathbed with my son standing next to me talking to me and me giving him, my belt as I was dying.
Son,
but I didn't get around to
unhook my belt while I'm dying. What, Dad?
It'll be okay, son. I got something for you.
Son, take my belt off. What are you talking about, Dad?
And then film him like trying to pull it off of you as you're laying on it.
I think you'd roll off the bed.
He'd be tugging on it.
Yeah, and then you get the belt. Maybe hit you with it. This is what you used to beat me with this belt, Dad.
That's right.
You used to spank me with this belt. Why are you giving me the belt? To remember the beatings I gave you, boy. Ooh, that's horrible. God dang, you're pouring thick. Although my dad, he was quick with, not quick. If you dropped an F-bomb around him, he was a preacher, that belt came out of those loops.
I never dropped the F-bomb in front of my dad. I don't think he even heard me till I was like 38, probably.
I've always been more bold than you. And I was a preacher's son, which means I was a little bad. Yeah, my sister and I each told each other to F off. And we got it. Yeah, he skinned that belt like he was pulling out like a sword. And it
probably just like someone, pulling a pistol right out.
Yeah, it was like and it came up in the up strike, and on the down strike, my legs were catching. I was like, ah, dang! I mean, it was all. And he was like, that's what you get. And then I think we got soap too. If I remember, that's a whole nother story. Oh boy, what do you get on this? I remember
this is on the nose. I've got it is so exceptionally sweet smelling and light.
That is funny.
The citrus fruits.
Yes, I've got a lemon citrus, honey in the background, but it's like there's like a crispness to it.
Yep. It's just, and let me address too. The price point on this is what really, because around here mid 30s. I think $35, $37 for this bottle. Well worth it.
Oh yeah. I thought it was like 32. Memory serves. All right, so neat. It's got a malty oakness, and it gives me a little touch of sugar on the lips. A very dry, astringent mouthfeel.
I got green apples.
I get that.
I've got cotton candy.
Good call.
It's very fruity. It's sweet, light, and just a slight nut.
You were right on with the green apples. As soon as you said that, it was like biting into that apple, and you get that kind of sweet, sour flavor at the same time. Let me see.
Mouthfeel is very good on it. It's 40% alcohol. There's no burn to it. It's good, neat. I'm going to add just a touch of water here. I normally do. And I don't have in my notes any difference. And sometimes adding water really opens them up. I didn't notice any difference.
Matter of fact, I got in my notes, I prefer it neat. And I get a little bit more of of a brown sugary feel, especially in the aftertaste. But yeah, the neat flavor is definitely preferred with this one. Probably simply for me, it's at that 40 ABV. I didn't want to even add a touch of water.
This would be, and we've had a couple of commenters ask on YouTube and Twitter lately about what would be a good introductory Scotch, and I would throw this in there.
Yeah, it's not going to shock them on the price. It's got a little bit of that malty flavor, but it's not that fresh mown hay. It's that fruity lightness that's there. Well, you and I both know if I've got someone brand new and they're scared of Scotch, which happens, I will not give them like my favorites, which are Ardbeg and Lafroig. I don't give them the Smokies.
Right.
I'll start them off with this or a Dalwhinnie. I don't think it's Weenie.
Dalwhinnie.
Someone commented I say
They'll
Weenie.
probably know what you're talking about.
Well, I'm dumb. I mess up belts and coats.
It's not Dalpenis.
Oh, no. You're correct. That's a reference. If you want, go check out Bonding with Board Games, and I do a whole deal on top 5 intellectual property games. And if anyone's ever seen Spartacus, the gladiator show, have you seen it?
No.
Lots of people.
And I'm not going to watch it now.
You should. It's
you
a
said
great
they're
show.
just everywhere.
They're not everywhere.
Flying around.
It's more like an elephant's trunk. There's a lot of guys just
when
walking
you talk
around.
when you describe it, it's like I could turn and there would be one right here by this movie.
There's a lot of male frontal nudity in there, but a ludus is a gladiator school.
But on your bonding with board games video, you and your co-host got a little crazy, and they.
Well, there's two women on there, and one wasn't saying. First of all, penis is clinical. It's not even dirty.
It's a clinical term. That's right.
It's clinical. And if you've seen Spartacus of Blood and Sand, there's a lot of blood, and there is a lot of nudity. And as far as frontal male nudity goes, it's up there.
I'm not going to watch it.
The male member doesn't offend me. All right, reminds me of, actually, I remember my wife and daughter.
Kendal Hyde's going to be wondering how you got off topic there.
Yeah, Kendal Hyde, you don't want the penis. although if I was a gladiator, I'd want them to make the leather that holds my sword because it would not give out. All right, enough said, but basically I remember my wife and stepdaughter were amazed that when I was in the Army that everybody's showering at the same time. They said they could never join the military because they would need to have a private shower.
Not even showering, it's even crapping. You're sitting, it's like this. You sit right next to, in basic training, there was no stalls. You sat right next to the guy next to you taking a dupe right there.
A dupe.
Dookie. Yeah.
Right.
Like, hey, Bart, how you doing? I'm all right.
Yeah, right. They were beside themselves with the group shower thing. They were like, no. And so to me, when I watched the Gladiator Spartacus show.
Well, hello, Karina.
Hello, dog. When I watched the Gladiator show, it just reminded me of being in the military. Hi, Karina, you're getting so big.
Come on.
All right, so Kendal Hyde makes great leather. If you're a gladiator, you'd want to hang your sword from it. And If you've got a belt on, you're probably at least wearing a loincloth or something.
How are you going to title this one, though? Kendal Hyde leather and penises in Army boot camp.
And maybe some Glen Grant slid in there.
What did you score it? I gave it an 88.
Yeah, it's 86. I like it, but it's so light. I would only use this to intro folks into. I don't think I would buy this for myself.
This could be a summer drink, and it could be a rusty nail.
No, I wouldn't put it in a rusty nail. I want teachers in a rusty nail. I'm partial to the teachers. One, it's cheap and it's got a little bit of smoke. But yeah, it's definitely a summer dram.
All right.
Kendal Hyde. They don't do jackets. Scotch it, you Scotch gods.
Cilantro. Dummies.
Now we come out packaging. They smoke the bottle. I like it. Why?
This had a box though too, just a standard, I think, didn't it? Just
I don't think
standard.
so. I don't think it did. If it
box.
did, it was so non.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of the little Scottish guys on the front?
Didn't even notice them.
Well, they're wearing kilts, and they got that thing covering their groin area. One of them's even got a shield on.
No penises on there.
No penises. Close though, because they're. If it wasn't for this little thing hanging in between, you would see.
Packaging, I give it a
What do you think of the
2.
smoked bottle? A 2 out of 10. That's a good idea. So these are out of 10.
out of 5.
No, out of a 10.
Out of a 10.
It doesn't say much to me, although I like the guys, but it's understated and it's a smoky glass. I actually like a clear glass so I can see the color of the content.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to give it a 3.
Okay.
You gave it a 2?
2.
2. We're out.
Later,
Adios,
dummies.
Dummy.